So if you talk of heat, heat is a form of energy. All types of energy will have the same dimensions. Energy same as work, or the capacity to do work is energy, so both will have the same dimension. So that is force into distance. So that is ml t power minus 2 into L will give you ml squared t power minus 2. So this is the dimension of heat. Now you want to find out the dimension of kinetic energy, that is half mv squared. So half is a constant, no dimension, ml t power minus 1 whole squared. So that will give you ml squared t power minus 2. So that is the dimension of energy. Okay, and you see whether you find out energy this way or whether you find out energy this way, the dimensions are the same. So the dimension of any physical quantity will be the same irrespective of how you find out. Irrespective of how you find out, the dimension of any physical quantity will remain the same or will be the same. Okay, so that is one small idea that you have to understand. So we want to move on, and we want to understand a little bit more. And then I told you that today we should be looking at the next part of it. The next part of it is basically errors and significant figures. Errors and significant figures. So basically, let us try to understand. Now, suppose I give you a log of wood, and you would weight as some 20 kilograms. Then suppose I give you iron box, and you weighed it as 19.5 kilograms. Okay, and then I gave you another box, and you weighed it as 20.0 kilograms. Now my question to you is this and this the same? Now you see, we have represented the weight of the log of wood as 20 kilogram and the weight of the box as 20.0 kilogram. Now the big question that I want to ask you is, are these two the same? Okay, are these two the same? Now if these two are the same, then why should I write here 20.0? Is it that 20.0 doesn't make any difference? Because you have already learnt in maths that if you have 3.0, this is 3 and this is also 3, so both of them technically must be the same. Now this is where we have to understand that there is a difference between them. Now I'll explain the difference between them. Suppose I write 3, suppose I write 3.0, suppose I write 3.00, and suppose I write 3.000. There is a difference between each one of them. The difference between them is the precision of the information. Suppose this is 3 kilograms. Okay, suppose this is 3 kilograms. It means that I have made an error in the decimal. It may be 2.9, it may be 3.1, it may be 3. It is around 3. This is what it means in physics. If somebody says my weight is 85 kilograms, it means it's around 85. It may be 85.1, it may be 84.9, it may be 85. Okay, now if I just say 3 kilograms, my number can be anywhere from 2.9 to 3.1. But if I say 3.0, then my number will be anywhere from 2.99 to 3.01. That means the error here from 3 is 0.1. The error here from 3 is 0.01. So this is a more precise data than this. So this is a more precise data than this. So the moment I say it is 3.00, it could be 2. It is 2.9 to 2.99 to 3.01. This will be 2.999 to 3.001, which means my error is 0.001. Now 0.001 kg refers to 1 gram. So here the error is 1 gram, here the error is 10 grams, here the error is 100 grams. So that is the difference between these numbers, and here the error will be 0.1 grams. So when we are reporting numbers, we have to be very careful, and it is not as simple as we do it in maths or in any other subject where we just tell the numbers. Here we have to understand that the number we tell kind of indicates the precision of the instrument or precision of the data. Okay, do you understand this? Please make some notes. Yes. Is it like rounding off? It is like rounding off, but I mean, yeah, it's a part of rounding off. It's a part of rounding off. Yeah. Actually, you round off to make sure that you have spoken correctly. So why do we round it off? So I'll explain to you. There's a question which came in a JEE. So the question which came in a JEE paper was that the length of a cube is 1.2 meters. What is its surface area? The length of a cube is 1.2 meters. What is its surface area? So everybody did 1.2 square. 1.2 square is 1.44. Now the problem comes. Look, this data is significant only to 1 decimal, or it's precise only to 1 decimal. How can your answer be precise to 2 decimals? So the answer cannot be precise to 2 decimal. So you have to round it. And so the answer is 1.4 meter square and not 1.44 meter squared. Okay. So I'll explain to you again. Yeah, so I will show you the previous slide. Does the body's weight and weight of metal differs? Yeah, why not? It depends. Yeah, precision is more like accuracy. Okay, don't worry about the 6 there. Okay, I'm talking about any one surface area. Yeah, 6 into, it's not 6 into 1.4. I have to do it precisely. So surface area of one side. Okay, 6 sides means it will become 6 into 1.44. 6 into 4 is 24, carry over 2. 6 into 4 is 24 plus 2, 26, carry over 2. 6 ones 2, 8, 8.64. Now the answer will be 8.6 and not 8.64. Similarly, now you can't do 1.4 into 6. Now 1.4 into 6 will give you 24, carry over 2. Okay, we are lucky that it gives you the same. No, it can't give you the same number. 6 into 4 is 24, 4 carry over 2, 6, 1, 6, 2, 8. Yeah, this is giving you 8.6. This is giving you 8.4. This is wrong. This is correct. Okay, so anyway, first reach here, first finish this, write notes, talk to yourself. See, focus, focus. What am I telling? Focus. So we are now slowly moving towards beyond dimensions. The next part of dimensions, next part of this chapter is errors and significant figures. Before I talk of errors, I am talking about precision of an instrument, that whenever you measure something, that instrument is precise to certain level. For example, if you are using a scale, then you are telling me it is 3 centimeters, then you mean to say that the answer could be anywhere from 3.1 to 2.9 centimeters. On the other hand, if you are telling me it is 3.0 centimeters, then what you are meaning to tell me is that it is exactly 3.0 centimeters as per the instrument, because in case of a scale, you can't measure less than a millimeter, and this gives you precision to a millimeter. Precision is same as accuracy, but accuracy is used to calculations and precision is used to measuring devices. Accuracy is used to calculations, is used accuracy is generally used for calculations, while precision is used for measuring devices. So the accuracy of a measuring device is given by its precision. How precise is the information that it gives, right? So different instruments have different levels of precision. So this will take us to the next part. We'll have to talk about errors and significant figures. Now, before I move further, let me talk about significant figures. My spellings are going so bad. Okay, so we want to go for significant figures. So now how do we go for significant? What do you mean by this? I'll explain to you about all this. Okay, so first you make some notes and then we will write down. Significant figures gives the number of digits to which a data is reported. So if I say that there is 36, now this tells me that there are two significant figures. This data is significant to 2 digits, or it is significant to the significant figures in this is 2. On the other hand, if I say 360, even now the number of significant figures is 2, because I can write this as 3.6 into 10 squared. I can write this as 36 into 10. So this is the number of significant figures. The number of digits in the leading number is the significant figures. There are some rules for following significant figures. Zeros before and after a number are insignificant. I have not yet put the decimal. I am all talking without the decimal. So zeros before and after a number are insignificant. So if I have 0 to, number of significant figures in this is 1. If I have 0 to 0, the number of significant figures in this is 1. If I have 0 to 0, 0, the number of significant figures in this is 1. So any number of zeros before and after a number are insignificant. Any number of zeros before and after are insignificant. My dear friends, please focus and make sure that you are writing now. Don't wait that after sir explains everything, then I will write. Then it doesn't work out. In 11th and 12th, the most important notes are your notes. Read your notes, you will learn more. Okay, so here the number of significant figures is only 1. Zeros between digits, this is significant. Zeros between digits is significant. So here the number of significant figures is 3. Here the number of significant figures is 3, because this 0 is not significant, this 0 is significant. Okay, so can you tell me, or find your notebook, write down the number of significant figures in 30, in 309, in 4150, in 5020, in 50201. Okay, what is the number of significant figures in each one of them? So this is question number 1, this is question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, and question number 5. Okay, so the rules are very simple. Zeros before and after a number are insignificant. However, if a 0 is between two non-zero numbers, then it is significant. So here this 0 is not significant, this 0 is significant, this 0 is not significant, here this 0 is not significant, here both the zeros are significant. So here the number of significant figures is 1, here the number of significant figures is 2, here the number 3, here the number of significant figures is 3, here the number of significant figures is 3, and here it is 5. Okay, so number of significant figures indicates how many to how many digits is the information significant to. Okay, so there is nothing to understand, VG. All that I am trying to tell you is, sorry, what I forgot your name, no problem. All that I am trying to tell you is, if I am telling you, giving you a number, if I am giving you a number 305 and asking you how many significant figures are there, for you to answer the significant figures, you have to count the number of digits. Now there are some rules to count the digits. The first rule is that 0 before and after a number are insignificant. Zeros between two non-zero numbers are significant. Okay, this is just, we are learning how to count how many digits are there. So if I give you this number and I ask you to count how many digits are there, you will tell me 3, and your best friend will put 1 0 and tell me, sir, there are 4, and his neighbor will put 1 more 0 and say that there are 5, and somebody will put a 0 and say there are 6. So when you are counting the number of significant figures, it doesn't matter. Suppose I tell you 3 kg and ask you how many significant figures are there, you say 1, and your friend converts it into grams and say 3000, sir, there are 4 significant figures. So the number of significant figures in any number is independent of the unit that you choose. Irrespective of the unit, the number of significant figure must be the same. And if that is true, then zeros after a decimal, after a number, are not to be counted. Similarly, I can put any number of zeros here. So zeros before a number are also not to be counted. Okay, so there is nothing here. It is just a method of counting. Counting what? How many digits are there in a number? Okay, and there are certain rules for that. If I tell you 84,000, now in this, according to this, it will give us only 2. Why? Because I can write it as 84 into 10 power 3. So all those numbers, zeros that you can take it to exponents are not counted. That's all. That's the common sense that is there here. Okay, so I hope you all are able to understand how we can calculate the number of significant figures in a given situation where there are no decimals. There are 2 more rules that I said in between. Number one I already told you. This is number 3. Rule number 3, the units used to express a quantity, the units used to express a quantity do not influence or do not influence the number of significant figures. And the second one, writing the number exponential form, writing the number in exponential form also does not affect its number of significant figures. Okay, writing the number in exponential form also does not affect the number of significant figures. Okay, so zeros I told you, and this I told you without decimal. Now let's talk about with decimal. So now suppose I have let's say 301. So the number of significant figures in this is 3 significant figures. Now if I write this as 3.01, also there are 3 significant figures. On the other hand, if I write it as 0.00301, even now there are 3 significant figures. So what does it mean? It means the zeros after the decimal before the number are insignificant. So this is rule number 5. Zeros after decimal before the number starts are insignificant. Zeros after the decimal before the number starts are insignificant. Now, but I can also write this as 3.010, and now I told you this 0 here adds value to the precision of the instrument. This 0 here adds value to the precision, or it indicates how precise the information is. So a 0 after the number is used is significant. Okay, so 0 before the decimal, after the decimal before the number is insignificant, but 0 after the number, so suppose there is a decimal and the decimal ends here, any 0 after that is significant. It adds value to the precision. So it is significant. So if I have 3.0, this has two significant figures. If I have 3.00, this has three significant figures. And if I have 3.000, it has four significant figures. Which means that 3 is different from 3.0 and 3.0 is different from 3.00 and 3.00 is different from 3.000. Now what is the difference? The difference, friends, lies in the precision of this data. How accurate is the data? Now suppose you tell me 3 kg, what do I understand? I understand it can be anywhere from 2.9 to 3.1 kg. If you say 3.0 kg, I understand it can be anywhere from 9.99 to 3.01 kg. If it is 3.00, I understand that it can be anywhere from 2.999 to 3.001 kg. So here the error is 0.1 kg, here the error is 0.01 kg, here the error is 0.001 kg. If I look at it, this is precise to the nearest gram, this is precise to the nearest 10 grams, and this is precise to the nearest 100 grams. So these numbers are all different. Okay, so zeros trailing a number with the decimal are significant. Why are they significant? Because they influence the precision of the data. And so I explained to you how 3 is different from 3.0, how that is different from 3.00, and so on. Okay, so can you make some notes? Can you make some notes? Let me just check. Baba, when you look at a scale and then you measure something, yeah, when you measure 3 centimeters, it is not exactly 3 centimeters. There will be some error in that. Now, how much error? I am sure if you had seen a millimeter, you would have said it is 3.1 on either side. So if you said 3, I have to understand that you might have seen something more than 2.9 and something less than 3.1, which you are saying it is as 3. Yeah, now we have to, so let me first answer the first question. So I hope you are able to understand. Now if you are saying 3.0, that means you are correct to the nearest millimeter. So now if you are talking about centimeters, you are correct to the nearest millimeter. If you are correct to the nearest millimeter, where could the error be? 0.1 millimeter. So I went to 2.99 and 3.01. Okay. Yeah, now Ashwin is saying if you have 3.00000 infinite, there are infinite significant figures. Now you have to tell me if you can measure it to that significance. I am okay with it. There is nothing wrong. But I doubt if you can measure less than a few hundreds of, I mean, maybe, I don't know if you're measuring length, you cannot measure whatever devices you have, you cannot measure less than a millimeter. So if you write it as 3.001, then I understand that you have made an error in your value because you can't measure that, right? So yeah, so 0.100. So this will have 3 significant figures. Okay, 0.100 will have 3 significant figures because the 0 here becomes significant. After the decimal, if nothing is there after the 0, it is significant, and before that all these digits are significant. So this will have 3 significant figures. And any quantity, yeah, so think about it. First you write down, then you think about it, then we'll work. First you write down all the points, and then you think, then we will discuss. Okay, so first you make a note of this. If you have made a note of this, I will explain again. See, suppose I am measuring length, and I am measuring the length using your scale. Now, if you tell me 3 centimeters, there is nobody on earth who can draw exact 3 centimeters. Even with the sharpest of pencils, you cannot draw 3 centimeters. But I am confident you would know if 3 centimeters is here, and if 2.9 is here, and if 3.1 is here, you would be somewhere here, or you would be somewhere here. I am confident you would not be here or here. So the number that you would have will be less than 2.9. This is 2.9, and you will have 3.1 because this is 3.1. Okay, so if you tell me 3 centimeters, this is what I will understand. But on the other hand, if you report to me 3.0 centimeters, now you are telling me I am 100% sure that I have measured to the nearest millimeter. Okay, now if you have measured to the nearest millimeter, there will still be an error, but the error will now be a further tenth. So from 3.9, I will subtract 0.01. So now the way I will represent this data is 3.0 plus minus 0.01. Okay, this is a better way. This is 3 centimeter plus minus 0.1 centimeter. So this is 3 centimeter plus 9.1001 centimeter, because you are telling me there is no error in this. Now, if you write it as 3.00, now you are telling me there is no error here, there is no error here. I mean, the error can come maximum beyond this. So now I will say it is 3.00 plus minus 0.001 centimeter. So I hope you understand the difference between this and this. So here the zeros are adding value as far as the precision of the data is concerned. So it is significant. So if you have 10.0, now you are telling me that I have not made any error till here, the error is beyond this. So all these are significant. Okay, so all these are significant. Okay, now, sir, 0.3 has how many significance? 1. I'll show you. Estimation and accuracy are the same. No, estimation is a approximation. Estimate is an approximation. It is not accurate. Estimation is kind of opposite of accuracy. Sir, then how to say it without error? I didn't understand. 0.01 has 3 significant figures. 0809.0 has 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures. Kaushik, I didn't understand your question. What is your question? Yeah, estimation and accuracy are not the same. They're kind of opposite to each other. Yeah, Sudhakar, I don't understand your doubt. You just say doubt. What doubt? I don't understand. You have to tell me what is the doubt for me to reply. So 10.0. So 10.0 has 3 significant figures. Yeah, third and fourth rule I'll show you again. 3.02 has 3 significant figures. Absolutely. Sudhakar, I don't understand. If you just keep saying doubt, doubt, no, I don't understand. What is the doubt? Will you show the slides? No, now itself I will show you in 2 minutes. Yeah, so 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 significant figures. The first 2 zeros are of no use. Yeah, after that all the zeros are of use. Yes. Yes, I will show you. What is the inaccuracy in 3.0? In 3.00, the inaccuracy will go to the next decimal. So it is 3.00 plus minus 0.123, 2 zeros and a 1. How they will show data without any error? There cannot be any data without error. Always there will be an error. Just that it depends on the instrument that you have. Yeah. So suppose we have a number 2 into 5 square. Then how many significant figures are there? Now 5 square is 25. 25, 2 into 25 is 50. So there is only one significant figure. Accuracy of 4.00. Accuracy of 4.00 is 0.001. It is accurate to the nearest 0.001. 0.01 has how many significant figures? One significant figure. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. First, you all see the slides all over again. So this is of no significance. This is also of no significance. Here I try to explain to you the first time about the errors. Yeah, so let's see from the third slide. Here is the third slide. So I was trying to talk to you about errors for the first time here. My dear friends, suppose you go to buy potatoes and you buy 1 kilogram of potatoes. He doesn't mind giving you 1.035 kilograms. Okay, but suppose you buy gold, yeah, and you ask for 1 kilogram of gold. He will not give you 1.035 kilograms. He wants to give you 1.000 kilograms. Okay, now there is a difference between this and this. When you say it is 1.000, that means you know everything to the nearest gram. Where you don't know is beyond gram. A decigram, you don't know what is it, how many decigrams error you are making, you don't know because your instrument cannot measure. Okay. So there is a difference between just saying 1 kilogram. Now in physics, please again don't go back to numbers. When you say 20, you mean 20. I understand. But in physics, if I say that this box weighs 20 kilograms, the next question you will ask me is, how do you know it is 20 kilograms? So you will tell me that I took a weighing machine. On one side I put 20 kilograms, on one side I put this box, and it appeared to be at equilibrium, or it was appearing to be balanced. Now suppose you add 10 drops of water. Will the balance be lost? It won't be lost. So do you see now there is an error? Maybe you can drop even 20 drops of water. It will still not change the balance, right? So when you just tell me that, look, I got 1 kilogram. So I understand that your error, obviously you will not have got me 2 kilograms, nor will you have got me 0 kilogram. Yeah. So that this much error is not possible, that I know. But what is possible is the next decimal, a tenth of it, because I don't know whether the instrument is capturing it or not. So if you tell me 1 kilogram, the error that has happened would not have happened in kilogram, but less than kilogram, whatever that heptagram or whatever, I don't know. You have gram, milligram, centigram, gram. milligram, centigram, decigram, gram, decagram, heptagram, kilogram. Okay, so the error will be in the heptagram. So when I say error in the heptagram means there will be one unit on either side. So it is 1 kg plus minus 0.1. So 1 kg plus minus 0.1 will be how much? Will be 0.9 to 1.1. Okay, so this is what it means. Now, suppose you tell me that weight of something is 2.00, then I understand it is precise here, it is precise here, it is precise here. Now, the error would have happened in this quantity. So, what is that quantity? So, 2.00 plus minus 0.001, that's the smallest number. So, that's where the error could have happened. Now, somebody is asking me, is estimation and accuracy the same? No, accuracy is a measured quantity. Estimation is a non-measured quantity. Can you estimate how many students are there in your school? So I think in a particular school there are 4,500 students. Does it mean that there cannot be 4,501 student? Does it mean there cannot be 4,499 student? No, it just means that both of these are similar for me. Both of these are similar for me. Okay, in fact, not just that, it means that 4,600 and 4,400 are similar to me. And that could be the case, that when I said 4,500, there may not be 4,500. There could have been 4,600 or there could have been only 4,400. So there is a difference between that. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand. I also hope you are able to understand that these zeros are significant. Okay, so let us look at our rules once all over again. So here I don't have any rules. Zeros before and after a number are significant. Sorry, insignificant. Zeros before and after a number are, these are rules. We have to learn these rules and follow. Now we can't ask, why did you make these rules? No, scientists thought about it and they made this. Our job is to sit and read and learn it. Okay, zeros before and after a number are insignificant. So I gave you examples. Then yeah, so before is one rule, after is another rule. The units used to express a quantity do not influence the number of significant figures. So I can say 2 kilograms or I can say 2000 grams. They both are the same. Okay, here there are one significant figure. Here also it is one significant figure. Okay, now suppose I say 35 grams. I'll write it as 0.035 kilograms. Here also there are two significant figures. Here also there are two significant figures. So the number of significant figures in any data does not change with the units in which you express. Okay, so what we are learning is we are learning rules. We are learning rules how to present data. I have not made these rules. I have only learned it and I am telling you these are the rules. Okay, walk to the left side of the road. Why should you walk to the left side of the road? They made a rule and everybody is following it. That's it. So for our own safety, for our own betterment, we'll walk. Okay, now whatever we have seen is before decimals. Once you introduce decimals, zeros after decimal, before the number starts is insignificant. That means if you have 0.05, it has one significant figure. If you have 0.005, it has one significant figure. If you have 0.5, it has one significant figure. But if you have 0.50, then it has two significant figures. That is 0 after the number in a decimal is significant. Okay, so this I hope you are able to understand. Then let's go to the next one. So zeros, those zeros are called the trailing zeros. So these are the trailing zeros. So the trailing zeros are significant. Okay, in physics, if you tell me you have 20 rupees, I am okay with it. If you have 20.5, 20.75, or if you have 19.75, I am okay with it. But if you tell me you have 20.00 rupees, then I understand you have exactly 20 rupees and nothing more than that or less than that. Okay, so that is how you represent data in physics. Okay, so I gave you an example of why this 3.9, 2.9 to 3.1. I am repeating again. Suppose I tell you that a particular jewelry is 35.02 grams. Okay, 35.02 grams. Then what I don't know is whether it is 35.0201 or whether it is, that is, there is no error here, 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 here. In the next figure, there is an error. That means your measured value is 35.02 plus minus 0.001, which means that it will be 35.019, then up to 35.021. Okay, the logic that is being used in all these cases is, if you are looking at some number 3, you would have made a mistake only with the numbers which are adjoining it. That is, this is 3.1 and this is 2.9. And if instead of 3 by mistake you have reported 4, this is not an error that we consider in physics, because whenever you look at any data, you don't find one measurement, you find out 5 measurements. And if 5 times you have looked at 3 has 4, then we say there is something wrong with the measuring instrument. We don't say that you have made a mistake. Okay, so these are certain things that we need to understand. Okay, so let me come back to the difference between estimation and accuracy. I will explain. The second rule has to do with number of zeros before and after. So whichever way you take, you please take. Does rule 5 hold true only if the number is less than 1? No, it can be rule 5. Okay, let me check rule 5. Zeros after decimal before the number starts are insignificant. Yeah, only if it is less than 1. If you have 3.005, then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures. If it is 0.005, then there is only one significant figure. Okay. So you asked me what is the difference between estimation and accuracy. Now, where is estimation used? Can you estimate the product of 38 into 22? So the way you go ahead is, you take this number to 40, you take this number to 20, it is 800. So the estimation of 38 into 22 is 800. I really multiply 38 and 22, 8 into 2, 16, 7, 8 into 2, 16, 7. So it is 6, 3, 8. So this is the exact answer. This is an estimate. An estimate is a logical guess. An estimate is a logical guess. Okay. Now, there are certain places where you do logical guesses, many places where you cannot do logical guesses. If you are buying gold, you will not like to do logical guesses. You will not like to estimate. But if you are going to the market and buying a papaya, you don't mind estimating it and then paying a price for it. Okay. So for low valued items, you don't mind doing this. As the value of your items keep going up, you want to get a better and better device for the measurement. Now corona cases, they are asking you to use certain solution which is 0.1 mole per liter. Now if you estimate and make it 0.5 moles per liter, maybe it will affect your skin. So you don't want to use that because it's a medicated thing. So any medicine has to be accurate probably to the nearest milligram. So you have to be careful about it. Okay. Okay. So yeah, sir, can you show the slides from beginning? I'll show. This is how many significant figures in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All are significant. Sir, even infinity has significance. No, infinity has no significance. Is this concept there in this chapter? Yes, it is very much there. All these concepts are there in the chapter. You get questions on this in the, you won't get it in the board exam. You are reading 11th and 12th only for your entrance exams. So you get questions on this every year in the entrance exam. One question will come. Like I explained to you, right? I explained to you that there was a question I told you. The length of a cube is 1.2 meters. What is the volume? This was the exam given in the, this was a question given in the exam. What is its volume? Not the surface area did not come, volume came. So it is 1.2 into 1.2, so it is 1.44 into 1.2, 12 into 4 is 48, carry over 4, 48, 52, carry over 5, so 1728. So 1728, 1.728, but this has 3 significant figures, this has 1 significant figure. So you have to change it and you have to write it as 1.7 meter cubed. So the whole thing is that the data and the derivative and what you derived from the data, should have the same number of significant figures. Actually, it need not have, yeah, it should have the same number of significant figures. Okay, so this is what you have to understand. So here there are 2 significant figures, so here also there should be 2 significant figures. If they are not, what do? Then we do rounding. So you round off the answer to give that. So here, because it is 728, I rounded it off to 1.7. Okay. So I like to write the rules once again. 1, in case of number without decimal, zeros after the digit, after the last non-zero digit are insignificant. to any number of zeros before the number starts are, I mean, before the non-zero digit starts are insignificant. Okay, in case of numbers less than 1, zeros after decimal before non-zero number are insignificant. So if you have 0.0342, these are the three significant figures. 0.00342, these are the three significant figures. In case of zeros, trailing in the case of a decimal, they are significant. All zeros between non-zero numbers are always significant. Okay, so this is what that means, 3.302. Now this will have 4 significant figures. So this is how you work it out. Now suppose you have 1.6032 into 10 power minus 19. So how many significant figures are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this has 5 significant figures. Okay, so I can put this also as a rule, a 6th rule, saying changing units or writing as exponents, that is 10 to the power of something, does not alter the number of significant figures. That means 3 into 10 power 5 has the same number of significant figures as this much. So whether you write it this way or this way, it has the same significant figures. 3.05 kg has 3 significant figures. 3050 grams also has 3 significant figures. Okay, so this is what I have for you today. We will read more about the same thing again. Okay, yeah, so where we using these significant figures and precision, I'll tell you next class we will read about that. Sir, if we round off 1.75 as 1.8, but if it is 1.7, then what would this be an error? No, I have not yet taught you how to round off. I have just told you that we have to round off. So next class we will learn about rounding. There are a lot of rules here. There are a lot of rules. That is why you get 2 questions based on this. In NEET exam, there will be 2 questions. In JEE exam, there will be 1 question. Every year, compulsory, they are asking 1 question, 1 out of 25. Sir, if it is 1.79, you will take it to 1.8. Sir, will the error related sum come for examination? 100%. 1 question will definitely come. What is the significant digit in 1 dozen? 1 dozen is 1, 2. So there are 2 significant figures. Yeah, it is 1.2 into 1.2 into 1.2, but the rule tells us that the answer that you give cannot be more precise than the information that you have. So the information that you have is precise only to 1 decimal. So the answer also has to be precise to 1 decimal. That is what. So these are now slowly we are learning rules. We can't speak anything and then say sorry later. That's what the world is trying to tell us. Sir, when will we do error related sums? We will do. First let us learn, then we will do. Sir, then what should we write when infinity significance is asked? They won't ask because infinity is a huge number. So nobody knows. So we don't know. What kind of questions based on? Give me time. Next class you will understand what kind of questions. Sir, getting into IIT is very difficult. No, if you just follow rules simply and understand how to do it, you will get. Even value has significance means I don't understand. 10.0 I told you has 3 significant figures. 10101 has 5 significant figures. Yeah, I'll show you the slides from the beginning and then we are done for the day. Slide 1. I was trying to tell you that irrespective of how you find out a quantity, its dimensions will be the same. Slide 2. Slide 3. Slide 4. Slide 5. Slide 6. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, First step, we are going to learn all the rules. Once we've learned all the rules, then we can do problems. So only then we will do problems. Okay. So I hope we are able to get it. Yes, non-negative values, even negative values are significant. Yeah, we will learn. We have not yet learned errors. Once we come there, then we'll see. Don't worry. You come to the school, then we'll see. Right now we are in a lockdown mode. We have few systems, so we are seeing how to work it out. Okay. So don't worry. Who's going to teach you? Don't worry. Yeah, we'll see in the next class. We will see what kind of questions will come in different exams.